Best visiting places in Paris. Anyone who travels to Paris, the city of light, experiences amorous feelings. With good cause, this city has been inhabited for many centuries. Paris is served by two major international airports, Charles de Gaulle, often known as Roissy, to the northeast of the capital, and Orly to the south. Both airports offer suburban trains, RER, shuttles, taxis, as well as metro service to and from the city center. Paris is split administratively into 20 districts, or arrondissements, with number 1 starting in the middle of the city and extending outward. The district you are in is indicated by street signs, and the majority of hotels, restaurants, and other facilities publicize this information along with the closest metro stop, which has over 300 and... Number 1. Eiffel Tower. Gustave Eiffel created the Eiffel Tower, which served as the centerpiece of the 1889 World's Fair in Paris, which commemorated the 100th anniversary of the French Revolution. Both appreciation and controversy were sparked by its distinctive lattice construction, which defied the standards of architectural design at the time. The Eiffel Tower, which towers impressively at 324 meters, 1,063 feet, was the world's tallest man-made building up until 1930. Its iron structure is made up of complicated trusses that produce a pyramid-like shape with a tapered apex. Number 2. Notre Dame Cathedral. In the center of Paris, France, stands the Notre Dame Cathedral, a magnificent example of human ingenuity, skill, and dedication. Nearly 200 years passed between the start of building in the year 1163, more than 850 years ago, and the completion of this magnificent masterpiece. The Notre Dame Cathedral's magnificent stained glass windows are a pleasure to behold. These richly detailed works of art not only illustrate biblical tales, but also reveal the extraordinary talent of medieval craftspeople. Even the cathedral's exterior is amazing. Notre Dame is a genuine masterpiece of Gothic architecture, artists, and visionaries with its graceful flying buttresses, exquisite statues, and elaborate facades. Number 3. Louvre Museum. The collection at the Louvre spans more than 9,000 years of human history. Every nook of this venerable institution is brimming with surprises waiting to be found, from ancient civilizations to contemporary masterpieces. The mysterious Mona Lisa, who may be the most well-known resident of the Louvre, enchants tourists with her mysterious smile. She is merely the tip of the iceberg, though. Marvel at the intricate winged Victory of Samothrace, the beautiful Venus de Milo, and the countless other works of art that have influenced the development of the art world. To ensure that these treasures continue to inspire future generations, a committed team of specialists and conservators toils constantly behind these walls. Observe the meticulous work and commitment put into preserving the museum's history. Number 4. Champs-Élysées. The Champs-Élysées, sometimes known as the most beautiful avenue in the world, is a prime example of the grace and allure of Paris. Explore its history, architecture, shops, and lively environment with us. The architectural wonders of the Champs-Élysées are revealed to us as we continue our promenade. This boulevard skillfully combines the ancient and the new, from the iconic Théâtre Marigny to the cutting-edge luxury boutique concepts. Our tour starts with an overview of the Champs-Élysées' lengthy past. This avenue, which was first constructed in the 17th century, has seen centuries of change and hosted a number of famous events, parades, and festivals. The Champs-Élysées has developed into a center for refinement, fashion, and culture, presenting the best of Parisian style and design. Number 5. Montmartre. The Artists' Quarter, often known as Montmartre, has a long history that dates back to the 19th century. Numerous artists, writers, and musicians have drawn inspiration from the city's cobblestone walkways, vibrant cafes, and bustling markets over the years. The iconic Moulin Rouge is one of Montmartre's most well-known sights. Since it first began dazzling audiences in 1889, this famed cabaret has been a representation of the bohemian culture of the area. Many quaint cafes and bistros will meet you as you stroll through Montmartre's picturesque streets. Take a seat at one of these charming businesses, indulge in a crispy croissant or a cup of strong coffee, and become lost in the environment that has motivated generations. Number 6. Luxembourg Gardens. The Luxembourg Gardens are a tranquil oasis in the middle of Paris that effortlessly carries guests to a world of grace and peace. The gardens were first built by Marie de Medici, the widow of King Henry IV of France, in the early 17th century, and have since come to represent Parisian leisure and refinement. We are surrounded by the colorful and fragrant symphony of the well-tended flower beds. The meticulously planned gardens achieve an atmosphere of complete enchantment by expertly balancing French formalism with a dash of natural splendor. Luxembourg Gardens is a playground for leisure and enjoyment in addition to being a feast for the senses. Here, both locals and visitors play friendly matches of chess. Number 7. Musée d'Orsay. In 1986, the Musée d'Orsay, formerly a stately train station, was turned into a refuge for art enthusiasts. Its outstanding collection represents an important time in the history of art, spanning from the middle of the 19th century to the early 20th century. By itself, Musée d'Orsay is a work of art. Because of its exquisite Beaux Arts design, the past and modern coexist in perfect harmony. The famous clock, which can be seen from the Seine River, has come to represent the museum. When you visit the Musée d'Orsay, you should immerse yourself in the fascinating stories that each work of art represents. Number 8. Palais Garnier. The Palais Garnier is a haven for the performing arts as well as a visual feast. This revered stage has hosted legendary operas, ballets, and concerts that have brought audiences to tears and laughter for more than a century. Both performers and viewers continue to be inspired by its superb acoustics and opulent surrounds, resulting in an extraordinary fusion of art and architecture. The history and tales of the Palais Garnier are present everywhere. Each narrative about this mystery masterpiece adds to its attraction, from the notorious chandelier that served as the inspiration for the Phantom of the Opera to the intriguing underground lake. Come along with us as we peel back the years to reveal the truths that make Palais Garnier a true living legend. Number 9. Place de la Concorde. In the center of Paris, France, stands Place de la Concorde. In addition to being a stunning example of urban design and planning, this magnificent square has an important role in French history. In addition to having historical significance, Place de la Concorde is also an aesthetic treat. Its symmetrical design, created by renowned architect Jacques-Ange Gabriel, exemplifies how classical and neoclassical architectural elements work well together. The Place de la Concorde is more than just an old site. It has evolved into a thriving cultural center where locals and tourists alike congregate to relax, take leisurely strolls, and take in the allure of Paris. After a difficult period in French history, the square was renamed once more to Place de la Concorde in the 19th century. Number 9. Place de la Concorde. In the center of Paris, France, stands Place de la Concorde. In addition to being a stunning example of urban design and planning, this magnificent square has an important role in French history. In addition to having historical significance, Place de la Concorde is also an aesthetic treat. Its symmetrical design, created by renowned architect Jacques-Ange Gabriel, exemplifies how classical and neoclassical architectural elements work well together. The Place de la Concorde is more than just an old site. It has evolved into a thriving cultural center where locals and tourists alike congregate to relax,